Hello, Angie Gerber here, and welcome to my podcast, Awareness. Once you know, you can't unknow. A place you can come to start thinking and shifting your thoughts to finally create the results you truly, truly desire. It'll shift your mindset and give you strategies to get out there and get it done. Let's get started. Since the last Q&A has done so well, I wanted to come back on today and talk a little bit more about something I'm seeing quite often in coaching of, clients, whether it be real estate agents or, friends or other entrepreneurs, just in general. What I continue to see is people are people. And we all have, our own baggage. As I've said before, and I'll continue to say, everyone that you encounter is fighting their own battle. So that's where it's maybe use your kid gloves, or when you can be kind, because you don't know what other people are going through. And this time of year, going into the holiday season, it just becomes so much more glaringly obvious that so many of my clients come to me for business coaching. Definitely in the beginning, how do I work on my business? How do I level up? What do I do to get from here to there? And absolutely can help them with that for sure. But most often, they find out that there's really not many business problems. It's mostly, personal problems that come over into our business because we don't deal with them in our personal lives. So if you really think about it, there's not that many business problems that you can't solve. They're all pretty solvable if it's a business problem. But what we have is we have so many different things that come from our personality, from our personal life that come into our business that, keep us from making the decisions or doing what we know that we should be doing in order to move forward. So I just want to encourage you to think about, the people out there. For every 99 posts about how wonderful people's lives are, how this and happy holidays and I had the best Thanksgiving and all that stuff, there's maybe one post about how people are missing people. And if you step back and think about it, and I know social media mostly just shows the top 10% of anyone's life, but it's become more and more obvious since I've started coaching people that there are a lot of people out there that don't appreciate or really like the holiday season. It brings back bad memories. They've either lost people. Some people, family members are not with them physically. They're, overseas or just not nearby, or there's a rift in families, especially over the last 3 years. There's so many families that have been kind of torn apart by what has, happened over the recent years. And it's so, again, blatantly, glaringly obvious to me that there are people out there that really need, mindset or need help. And when I talk about my goal setting workshop, it's not only for business goals. And I venture to say that it's really more about getting your mind right and thinking about things from a whole different perspective and point of view in order to set goals and finally achieve them. I also talk to a lot of my clients about this time of year because, I deal with people, a lot of parent daughter issues that are out there for sure, siblings, some friends, some coworkers, but I think it all comes back to that. We really can't choose our family. We're born into it. So the advice that I got and the advice that I give others is really, put yourself first and kind of protect yourself and decide what your container is going to look like and just keep it tight. And if you have to see people that don't bring you joy or that make it very difficult this time of year, don't go as often and don't stay as long. And really kind of protect yourself about what people speak to you or try to speak over you or categorize you as, and really just watch how you're responding and reacting. If you go back into that home and back into that energy, and all of a sudden it's as if, no time's passed at all. And it's the same conversations, the same complaining, the same, battles where you just go head to head. I mean, really step back out of that and look at how you're, reacting. Because I can almost guarantee if it's the Groundhog's Day over and over and over again of the same things, it's probably because you're reacting the same way. If you take a moment and if you choose to respond to people, to situations, to things that normally would just throw you for a loop, you take your power back when you respond. If you react in the moment, you're just giving it all away to the person to whom you're reacting towards. So it's been really weighing on me that I was in another coaching call with a mastermind that I do. And one of the gentlemen isn't from the United States. He's from outside of it. And the other lady and I were just like, yeah, there are a lot of people in the United States that dread this time of year. And he's like, really? And we're like, oh yeah, it's just not talked about. So I encourage you, if you are one of those people that are not looking forward to what's to come, you have some anxiety over it, or you're just really sick and tired of being sick and tired, reach out, because the goal setting workshop I have is not only for business goals. You can really apply this to most in every area of your life. And as I said at the beginning, a lot of my clients come to me for business. And what we end up working on, and what I end up working on a lot, and if not most of the time, is the mindset. It's how you're thinking, because how you show up here in your personal life, again, is how you show up in your business. It's just all fluid because we're all energy. And it goes from day to day to day, from activity to activity to activity. So it's really important to look at that and understand that. And I challenge you, when you think you're having business problems, really, really sit back and look at that. Maybe write it out, or, I want to say talk to someone, but I caution you, because oftentimes we're not talking to the right people. We're talking to people that have done nothing that we want to do, or don't really understand where we're coming from, or maybe even understand our business. We get advice from really unqualified, sometimes uneducated people, just because we're close to them, or we feel and we know they have our back and they have our best interest in mind. And they're doing the best they can with the tools and the resources they have. But when you're asking people around you what to do, they're coming from their programming and they're coming from their paradigms. So I really highly, highly encourage you to seek out a coach or a mentor, someone that can help you, someone that can show you what you can't see. Because when I got my first coach and mentor, Bob Proctor, everything changed for me. I mean, within a year amount of time, I needed a telescope to look back and to see who I once was. That's how quickly it can happen when you hire and align yourself with the right coach and mentor. because it can take what would take you years to do and to figure out and to read books and to listen to podcasts and to watch YouTube videos and try to figure out how to put all this information together and execute it. When you find a good and a fantastic, outstanding coach or mentor, you can take that time and just reduce it, because they have the tools, they have the resources. Choose someone that's doing something that you intend to do. Study them. What are they doing? Go to someone that's doing something far greater than you are right now, that you admire, or that you're like, wow, they're killing it. And talk to those people, hire those people. I mean, we know Bob Proctor, he passed away a little bit ago here. And I knew that I could no longer coach and mentor with him. So what did I do? I hired his best student. I hired one of his business partners that he was close to for 15 years. Because if I couldn't have him, I was going to have what, in my opinion, was the next best thing. So think about it that way. And really, as we're going through this holiday season, watch your thinking, watch your habitual behavior, watch how these reactions come out and your triggers, and what you're dreading to do, and really start making decisions. I saw something that's just like, you grew up in your parents' house, you grew up in this family, but guess what, you're an adult now. You can make your own decisions. And we all often, so many of us, feel obligated, and it has to be this way, or it's always been this way. We can't break tradition, or I could never disrespect my, family member like that, my relative like that. That's just not okay, not acceptable. How about yourself? How about respecting yourself and really taking a look at what it is that you want and you desire, and that will make you happy? Because a lot of people aren't happy, especially around this time of year. So if my goal setting workshop can help you, which it can help everyone, or if I can help you as a coach or a mentor, I continue to do this year after year after year. And the results, they continue to just, I'm so grateful and I'm in awe, but I also know to expect it, because what we think about and what we expect, you can definitely know that will come to fruition. And so often what we're focusing on, what we're thinking about, is everything that's wrong, everything that gives us, lack of energy or lack of limitation. It's not that joy. We go to the heaviness of it. So it really, really starts with our thoughts. And that's just been coming up over and over and over again. So I wanted to jump on here and just, check in with you and really, really pay attention. Don't just go through this holiday season on autopilot like so many of us do, and not be thinking about what it is you're doing and what it is you want to be doing. And, again, if you have to go to that place that you're not wanting to, don't go as often and don't stay as long. And decide before you go how you're going to show up. And when things do come up that may trigger you, or, put you on the defense, or where you want to react in the moment, think about what you're going to do and be ready for it to happen, because 9 out of 10 times, if you're putting that energy out and you're expecting it will happen, because you're aligning yourself with that. So just follow your intuition too, follow that gut feeling, and just do you do what's right for you, and think about how you want this to look, because 90% plus are just on autopilot. As I've said before, 2% of people think, 3% think they think, and really 95% would rather die than think. They really don't think, because the activity, like mental activity, does not constitute thinking. When you're just kind of going through your day and you're just, let's say when you're driving, you drive home, you can't remember the last 2 to 3 minutes of your drive because you're just on autopilot. And that's how a lot of our days are, how we get dressed, what, like we put in first, our morning routines, how we go about our day. When we get off work, what do we do? I mean, just think about it and pay attention to what brings you joy and what gives you energy and what, gives you lack and limitation. And yeah, if you need a great coach or mentor, I'm absolutely happy to have a discovery call and talk more about that, or my goal setting workshop, or find someone, because I think everyone should have someone. If you think about all the top 1 to 3 to 10% of people that are doing anything of consequence at the top of their field, whether it be in business or athletics, out and about, they have coaches, they have mentors, they have advisory boards, they have teams of people. The higher up, the more people they have helping them. You do have to do it yourself, and you don't have to, nor should you do it alone. There's a way to fast track and get from where you are to where you want to be. And the quickest way that any expert will say over and over and over again is find someone that can help you, because you can shorten that time and tighten your container and get there a lot quicker. And we don't know how long we have here, so why mess around with the time you do have? Go after it. Have a very happy holiday season, and I encourage you to do what brings you joy. And if you need someone, honestly, most of my business clients that come to me for coaching, it almost always flips around to something from their childhood or some type of a relationship or issue that they're having right now. And we definitely work through that. And then, ta-da, things start getting better with their thinking and with the relationship and how they react versus respond. And then it comes over into their business and everything just will level up. So just wanted to drop that here today because it's been weighing on me, and it's definitely something that keeps coming up. So any questions, you know where to find me. Until next time, make it a great one. Thanks for spending some time with me today. And if you like what you heard, feel free to share, like, subscribe, follow, do whatever it is you do. I'd love to get this out to as many people as possible, because it truly all does start with awareness. Once you know, you cannot unknow, and it changes everything. And of course, if I can help in any way, I'm here and happy to do so. Until next time, make it a good one.